Cowboy Carter. Part 2 of Beyonce's big project. All right, Cowboy Carter dropped this morning. It is finally here. I was so excited to listen to this album. I actually, as I was watching the final minutes of the Illinois-Iowa State game last night, I tried to start it, and Chris literally tried to slap my phone out of my hand and said, Jessica, you have to go to bed. You can listen to it in the morning. And I said, no, I want to listen to it now. He said, no, you can listen to it in the morning. It will still be there. It was still there. And let me tell you, this is, as Beyonce said herself, this is not a country album. This is a Beyonce album. And within that, it is completely multi-concept. It's a tour de force of creatives for Beyonce. It is a piece of art that I personally am very impressed by. You got country, yes, but you also get pop, you get rock, you get a little trap, you get opera. Beyonce is out here singing Italian opera. Why are you looking at me with that face?
When?
In Daughter, the transition, the Italian operatic transition in Daughter is stunning. And that song is stunning. And I think vocally, this album reinforces my belief that Beyonce is a very, very talented singer. She is not just a performer. She's not just an entertainment. She has vocals to back it up. Some of the riffs within this album are beautiful. I think tonally, it hits in a very nice aesthetic place for my eardrums. There's also a little surf in it as well. She has a sample of the Beach Boys' Good Vibration. That is definitively my favorite song on the album. Yeah, yeah. It uses Nancy Sinatra's These Boots Are Made for Walking at the beginning. It uses the Beach Boys' Good Vibrations. It has big time Tina Turner vibes. It makes me think a lot of Proud Mary. It feels like Tina Turner was in mind as Beyonce went about creating that track. I will be playing it all summer long. It is an experience. It's like an experience of a song, and it blends. It's a blending of the genres. And by the time you get to the Good Vibrations, I'm so into it, and you want to shake your ass, and that's all you want to do. And she's telling you to do it, so you're going to do it because that's what Beyonce is saying. I just really like that song, and it fits in perfectly with, we were talking about a track Spaghetti where Beyonce raps on that, but in Spaghetti it features Linda Martell, who was the first black woman to perform at the Grand Ole Opry, and she has a spoken part of the track where she talks about genres and how like genres are a funny little concept. In theory, they have a simple definition, easy to understand, but in practice, some may feel confined. And to me, this album is one, tackling a genre that Beyonce herself has said made her feel excluded, made her feel as if the history of black men and women in country music had been erased, and she particularly had felt awful in that CMA's performance that she did with the Chicks all those years ago, and the racism that rained down from the country music world. And so she wanted to make a country album. And the reports this morning are that this album was actually supposed to come out before Renaissance, but then the pandemic came, and Beyonce was like, well, the world needed to dance more, so we're going to do the disco album first, we're going to do the country album second. But listening to it its entirety, like, these are, sometimes I will have an album come out and I just pop around because that's how I experience music. No one has time to listen to every single album that comes out, but this is an album. Like, it is structured like an old country music radio hour, and you get the transition intros from Willie Nelson, legend. You get Dolly Parton, legend. So they're putting their stamp on it. But it's not just country. Like, this is not just a good old-fashioned country album. And I like that. Like, I think it's very cool, and it shows the artistry that Beyonce has. And I'm sure some country people will absolutely hate it. And that makes me love it even more. You did not have the same experience
because
listening.
I don't care about any, let me not say I don't care about. The people you've named, while I can recognize their impact on a certain segment of the listening public of American music and the history of American music, they don't hit me like that. I could do without them. I'm fine without them. I don't think I've ever listened to a Dolly Parton song. Dolly Parton is great. Dolly Parton songs aren't for me. And I'm not sure what I'm saying by not for me. I'm not trying to cage what Dolly Parton is or trying to stereotype who listens to Dolly Parton. I'm saying me as an individual, I don't listen to Dolly Parton. I didn't listen to Willie Nelson. I don't listen to Willie Nelson. I'm aware of Willie Nelson. I know his importance. I understand that. I've got good friends of mine who rock with the Dolly Partons and the Willie Nelsons of the world. But doing an album with them in mind doesn't hit me at all. Now, I will say that she has like, oh, this person is featured, this person is featured. These superstars in the realm of country are featured on the album. I would have liked to have had them sing on the album. It's all just skits. Willie gets one little line in there. Everything else is a skit or a spoken word. I understand the importance of the album, right? And that's why I'll rock with people who rock with the album. I don't. I'll never listen to it again.
None of the songs.
Maybe Spaghetti. Like I enjoy Church Girls from Renaissance. I think I've listened to it maybe 2 times since Renaissance, right? Like I'm just not out there hunting down Beyonce songs or trying to listen to Beyonce songs. Every now and then she'll have a song that gets stuck in my head. Right now, I woke up this morning singing for whatever reason in my head. This ain't Texas.
Woo!
We don't fold. Like, no. But and I'm like, get that out of your head. Stop it. But like that'll happen. It's just not. The album is not for me. It is, and we talked around this some with the conversation around the WNBA earlier in the week. It is, if you it feels like you can't be critical of the album. Like, hey, I don't like this album.
Yeah.
Without all of a sudden siding with people who don't like blackness in country music. And that's where I am with it. So I don't want to say anything disparaging about the album because I don't want to give those types of people who are making bad faith arguments about the album and about the artist, I don't want to give them like, that's a black that agrees with, because you know that's what I am to them. I'm a black that agrees. Not a black man, not a black person, not a black producer. I'm just a black. And I don't want to give them that type of ammo. There are songs where it's like, oh, I hear it and I think of a person in mind. It's like, oh, that person is going to love this if they ever hear it. When I heard the Miley Cyrus feature, it's like, oh, Jessica and our friend Kieran, they're going to lose their shit when they hear this. The Protector, is that the name of the song?
Yep.
If my mama catches wind of this, then it'll be all she plays. And I think that's a beautiful song about a mother's love for a child. Like, hey, you're going to grow up, you're going to do great things, you're going to be big, you're going to be beautiful, super talented. I'm always going to be here to protect you because you're always going to be my baby. Well, no matter how old you are, you're always mama's baby, and mama's always going to be here to protect you. I thought the sentiments there were good. There are some songs like you've mentioned that make you want to get up and wiggle a little bit. For me, it's Spaghetti, and that's it. But there are other songs, and it's like, oh, this friend I have will like this, or this, my cousin and his husband will like this song in particular. So I can get why I have enough people around me to understand, like, hell, these songs are going to matter to them in a way that a lot of music doesn't right now. It just doesn't hit me in the same sort of way. And I think
the other one I thought you might like is Tyrant.
I forgot about Tyrant. Why did you think I like Tyrant?
Because it's a sexy song.
That's why.
She goes like 3 after Levi's Jeans, the one she does with Post Malone, which I actually enjoyed more than I thought. I'm not a massive Post Malone fan, but I heard that and I said, ooh, put that out as a single and make that one of the songs of the summer.
Levi's good.
I did love the Miley Cyrus collab, of course, with Most Wanted.
I mean, you say of course, but like our ears, like our taste buds, like our sense of smell, sense of sight, like all of that is different for everybody else. That just because it doesn't hit my eardrums in the same way as it hits yours doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Sure.
Doesn't mean it's a good thing. It just means it's a thing that it's okay to acknowledge. I'm not making fun of you for liking that song. I heard it and immediately put a smile on my face because, like, oh, if Jessica hasn't heard this yet, when she hears it, she's going to be in a good mood.
I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die. I will listen to that song over and over. That is one between Yeah Yeah, Most Wanted, and then the 2 covers are the ones that I have listened to the most. I did listen to Spaghetti and Tyrant twice as well. Those were the ones that stood out immediately.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.